So first I'm going to read you guys a poem. I went to Norway last summer, or I guess 2 summers before that, and so that's what inspired this. Fjord. The mountains vanish right into it. Rocky peaks get thinner and lower, becoming stone hills, submerged in the cold, salty waters of the fjord. Norwegian fishermen leave early in the mornings, returning with silvery, full nets in cool evenings, masters of catching the moon. Moments of buttery sun are welcomed eagerly by shoulders, aching to shrug off their woolen sweaters. The brave swim. The secret to bravery. Begin where the moss meets the pebbles and run. Run to the water, lapping at the banks. Do not stop until it's up to your ears. Hear the pounding of hot blood. Let it settle to a simmer. Allow the iciness to sink into your skin until you believe you can breathe in the shards. Float. Water surrounds, edged in by bony fingers of land poking fun at the Atlantic. The sun's orb is heavy on its bow, like a blood orange. Juice drips crimson into the ocean, staining the water instantly. Lantern light, the color of egg yolks, radiates from log cabins, seeps under the doors and presses its flaxen face to the window panes, finding its way into a grandmother's biscuits, with raisins the color of garnets. The velvet curtain of night has fallen on the fjord. And the second piece is sort of like a character development, or like, I don't know, I fleshed out one of the characters in The Lone Ranger, or Tonto, The Lone Ranger, Fist Fight in Heaven. Yeah, a book by Sherman Alexie, a Native American author. And so I took this character, she doesn't even have a name in the book, and she appears in one chapter, but she sort of picks up one of like the main characters at a bar and takes him back to her trailer, but their night doesn't really turn out well. So I'm just writing from her perspective, but alright. Oh, and I start with a line from the actual book, so that's like the first part of dialogue is from the book. "You're nothing important," he said. "You're just another goddamned Indian, like me." I told him he was wrong. I am important the same as he. The women of my family taught me that we're all important. We all revolve around the sun and take in the same air. Along with that comes our right to importance, to mattering. He forgot we all have a place on this earth. The men of my family forgot this too. His scars looked so pink in the light. I stared. He buttoned up his red flannel and took those aching scars with him. I could have helped those scars, but they didn't want to be helped. The trailer shook like the ground was to split and swallow us up as he stomped over and snatched the last beer from the refrigerator. I felt the creaks and groans of my ancestors in the floorboards. They disapproved. He was no crazy horse. The metal screen door banged shut and my ancestors fell silent. He was gone. I was glad, and so were they. 10 years ago, I felt the same tremor in the earth as my brother cracked open his first beer. He let it spill into him like he was standing under Spokane Falls with his mouth open wide. Avalanches of the alcoholic liquid drowned out his importance from then on. Like father, like son, the white man says, it holds true for us too. My father was caught years before in the same falls like a salmon with a great gaping mouth. Sometimes one of his scales would slip off and graze my cheek, leaving a bruise or scratch. Sometimes he would shake his fins and drops of the liquid would fly off and pelt my back like a hard rain. You are not important, you are not important, you are not important, the drops chanted as they hit me. That's why I told him I was in bed with my father. He was not crazy horse. He was my father, my brother, my uncles, my cousins. My solution. I try to talk to grandmother when I drive the long stretches of highway. Grandmother, I ask, how do I drive beyond the horizon? How do I get to where the earth truly meets the sky? I ask because there has to be more. There has to be a place where I can find liquid importance. I will wring it from the clouds at the point past the horizon and store it inside myself. Brimming, I'll come back. I'll cry it out and sneak it into the beer cans and vodka bottles of my tribe. We will all be full of meaning once more. How many of my sisters have believed they were nothing? How many of my brothers have told them so? Tomorrow, I will go to find liquid importance. I just want to say quickly, like, I'm not Native American. I know that that's not my perspective, but I felt that I connected emotionally with the character and I loved fleshing her out and just, I don't know, I have some history of alcoholism in my family too, and so I think I could definitely connect to that. So just wanted to explain.
Thank you. No, I love that piece. Karolina sent that to me first, and I was like, I don't know if it's okay because it's like cultural appropriation stuff, but